Hello guys, today our class will be about some courtesy and polite expressions such as please, you're welcome, excuse me, sorry. Do you know any of these expressions in Portuguese? Let's learn right now. Let's begin, guys. The first word that I guess many of you learn when you come to Brazil, when you're learning Portuguese, is how to say thank you in Portuguese. We have two ways to say thank you. If you are a man, you're going to use this first word, which is obrigado. Can you repeat after me? Obrigado. Obrigado. But if you're a woman, then you're going to use the A in the end of the word, which is obrigada. Obrigada. Did you repeat that? Something that I have to point out here is that it's super common for us Brazilians to cut some syllables, to ignore some sounds of some words, and then we shorten these words. For example, you might hear, let me just put it on the side, obrigado, without the initial O, and obrigada. Here, it's super common to say obrigado, obrigada, without the initial O, okay? If you say it like this, it's not a problem, it's fine, as long as it is like in conversation. But if you are writing, if this is a formal, if you're in a formal situation, so I suggest you use the obrigado and obrigada, the full form of the word, okay? So, two examples that I put here is like, obrigado pela ajuda, which means thanks for the help. Can you repeat after me? Obrigado pela ajuda. Obrigado pela ajuda. Or you can also say, let's ignore this O, obrigado pela ajuda. Obrigado pela ajuda. Okay? Another example is obrigada pelo presente. Oh yeah, just to remember, if you're saying obrigado, then you are a man. If you're saying obrigada, you're a woman, female speaker. So going again to this example, obrigada pelo presente. Obrigada pelo presente. Repeat that, guys. Let's ignore this O now. Obrigada pelo presente. Obrigada pelo presente. And this means thanks, or just put thank you. Thank you for the present or gift, which is the same. Oops, this E was added like, okay, automatically, because I have this automatic grammar in the PowerPoint. Okay, guys, all clear about the obrigado and obrigada? Let's go to this. If I say thank you to someone, this person will say, oh, no problem, you're welcome, fine. In Portuguese, this response to thank you is de nada. De nada. Can you repeat? De nada. You might hear in some regions of Brazil the sound de nada, de. So depending on where you are, you will hear de nada or de nada. I'll say that most common form is de, okay? De nada. Sometimes, very informally, people just say nada. Oh, beleza. As like we use in English, no problem, it's okay, fine, no worries, you're welcome. But the standard version, let me put this way, is de nada, okay? And we have por favor, which means please. Por favor. Repeat that. Por favor. Please. Okay. Let's go to examples here. So if you say, you're gonna say thank you. How do you say thank you? Okay, obrigado. If you are a male speaker, obrigada. If you are a female speaker. So I'll say de nada. Now the opposite. I say obrigada. You say de nada. Good? Now, if you need some help, let's suppose you're trying to find the bank, you're downtown in São Paulo, you're looking for the bank that you need to, withdraw some cash. And so you're lost. And you say, oh, please, can you help me? I'm lost. So this please, can you help me is exactly this expression that's stated here. Please, can you help me? In Portuguese, you're gonna say, por favor, pode me ajudar? Por favor, pode me ajudar? Can you repeat, guys? Por favor, pode me ajudar? So, please, can you help me? All clear? So then the person will stop and, oh, yes, sure. Usually Brazilians are very, receptive, welcome, and they are very helpful too. Usually. I don't think you're gonna find people who will mistreat you or maybe ignore you. I don't think that's common here. I guess if you say this to anybody in the street, people will tend to help you and even walk with you to the bank and take you there. We are very, family of everybody. Let's go to this slide here. We have other two important words, expressions, which is com licença and desculpa. This com licença means excuse me or may I. It's very common, as I said in the obrigado and obrigada. Sometimes people ignore and say obrigado and obrigada. It happens the same with com licença. It's super common for people to ignore this com and just say licença. Can you repeat? Licença. But the full expression is com licença. But you hardly ever will hear somebody saying com licença. Usually, the 99% of people say licença. Okay, guys? Let me just put this in parentheses for you to remember that. Okay, so we have it here, used to get attention, ask permission, or pass through. Okay, so if you want to, let's suppose you're in a classroom and you want to make a comment, you can say, oh, licença, may I speak something? May I state my opinion? Something like that. Ask permission to, oh, may I go to the bathroom, teacher? Licença. Posso ir ao banheiro? Oh, excuse me. Okay, so this licença can have this permission idea too. Pass through, which is pretty common. So you're in the street, people are in front of you, you're in a hurry, and you have to say licença, licença, and people just open space for you to pass. Okay, don't forget to use this licença. It's pretty important. Then we have the desculpa or desculpe, which is common too. You can say both of these two, sorry. Both are pretty common. So this is for informal apologies. Okay, yeah, I mean, desculpa is for formal ones. But this isn't the theory. On practice, like I hear both a lot, desculpa, desculpe. If you want to be very, very formal, like when we say forgive me, I think this is more, formal compared to desculpa or desculpe. So forgive me would be me perdoe. Okay, forgive me perdoe. This one I would say to more formal. More formal, you don't need to use this, but sometimes people will say, oh, I'm late, me perdoa, professor, forgive me, teacher. It happens, however, the common ones in conversation is desculpa or desculpe, okay? Desculpa, desculpe. Can you repeat that? Desculpa, desculpe. In some regions of Brazil, you might hear desculpa, desculpe, but dis would be like the most used form. Let's go to these two examples. Com licença, posso passar? Excuse me, can I pass? So, com licença, posso passar? But to be more Brazilian, you'll say licença, posso passar? Then if I'm saying something you don't understand, like I'm sorry, I didn't understand. Then you're gonna say, desculpe, não entendi. And the eu is like hidden. But in Portuguese, this is interesting. In Portuguese, we don't need to explicit the subject all time as we have in English. We always need to say I didn't understand, I didn't, you, he, she, it. This usually is very explicit in English, but in Portuguese, no. If you just, because of the conjugation, right? The conjugations are different for each of these subjects, each of these pronouns. That's why you don't necessarily need to use them explicitly all time. So you can say, desculpe, eu não entendi. Sorry, I didn't understand. Or, desculpe, não entendi. No, sorry, didn't understand, without the I in Portuguese, okay? Going to the next, we have the words sim, não, tudo bem. So sim, it's yes, não, no, tudo bem, that's that expression when you want to know how the person is going. How are you? Everything good? So let's repeat, guys. Sim, não, tudo bem, tudo bem. Okay, so one example dialogue is, oh, this is wrong here, example with A. If somebody asks you like, oh, how are you? First of all, I'm fine, how about you? In Portuguese is, tudo bem? Then you use the same expression, tudo bem, with a different intonation. How about you? E você? So, tudo bem? Tudo bem. E você? Can you repeat, guys? I say this part in red, you answer. Tudo bem? Okay, now the opposite. Now I say this part in red, you will start with the question. Tudo bem? E você? All clear, guys? Let's go to this cultural tips. Oh, actually, I already explained this part about obrigado that changes to obrigada if the speaker is female. This is important, okay, guys? Makes a difference. People might, if you don't say the right word, maybe they will think some things about you. They'll go, why is this person saying a different word? I mean, this person is a man, is saying obrigada, or this person is a woman, she's saying obrigado. Not a big deal, but it can be confusing sometimes. Use com licença or just licença. I'm gonna put just licença to be polite when interrupting or passing by. And yeah, let's suppose you are in a dialogue, many people talking, you want to say something. Licença, licença, posso falar? Excuse me, can I say something? You can use this to interrupt your conversation. And simple expressions make a big difference in communication. This is a fact in any language. Let's go to this activity and practice everything that you learned up to this point. We have to complete the sentences with the correct expression. I'm making your life easier because I put here in parentheses the expression in English, so you just have to translate them to Portuguese. How do I say thank you for your help in Portuguese? But mostly the expression thank you. I'm focusing here, okay, guys, in these expressions. Thank you in Portuguese is obrigado. If you are male, or obrigada if you are female. Okay, obrigada pela ajuda. Pela ajuda, which means for your help. I'm just complimenting. You're welcome in Portuguese is, let's test your memory, de nada. De nada. Please, can you repeat? What's the please in Portuguese, guys? Por favor. Pode repetir means can you repeat? Pode repetir? Sorry, I didn't understand. Sorry is desculpa or desculpe. Não entendi. Não entendi. Desculpa, não entendi. Excuse me, may I come in? Translation of excuse me, guys. I'm putting here just licença, okay? The full formal form is com licença. Licença, posso entrar? Excuse me, may I come in? Licença, posso entrar? And how are you? What's this question like in Portuguese? Tudo bem? Tudo bem? How are you? Very good. I hope you got all of these things right. If no, you need to practice more, guys. Remember, say this every day. Try to create this inner dialogues with yourself or with your friend who's also learning Portuguese. And let's go to this recap now. Today we learned key polite expressions such as obrigado, obrigada, or obrigado, obrigada, de nada, por favor, com licença, desculpa. We learned how to say yes and no, which is sim and não, and ask how are you in Portuguese is tudo bem. Cultural tips to sound natural and polite. Yeah, like for example, ignoring the O. Obrigado, obrigada is something that's pretty regional here. The de nada, licença. Okay, guys, so if you had any questions, please leave them on the comments. If you like this video, don't forget to click the like button and help me record more videos like this to help you with Portuguese, okay? So this was it. See you next class, guys. Bye bye.